All right, welcome back to the channel, subscribers. Dazn pushing heavy at Terence Crawford during their telecast, the melee, which was called the Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. fight. Man, it was one of the more interesting things that showed up. There was also a Twitter feed and a picture with Terence Crawford and Eddie Hearn. Carl Moretti from Top Rank said something funny about that, man. So let's chop it up about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel, subscribers. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe, hit the bell icon, which is over here, and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And also special thank you to everybody that has joined in a member. You can join the membership down there as well. And everybody in the live streams that come Monday through Friday, the Patreons, and definitely OG Boxing Talk members that come Sunday mornings, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time with myself, Blood Boxing, KQKC Boxing, Trap House Boxing, and Curtis Anderson, the boxing historian. Well, again, we do that every Sunday. We're going to wrap up the week this week. Tomorrow, this video is done on Saturday, the 21st. The day of the Jermell Charlo versus Tony Harrison rematch. So we'll definitely be chopping it up about that and a lot of the subjects that we're going to talk about in this video. And last night there was a card that was actually, I got to tell you, man, I thought it was a pretty decent card. I enjoyed the little fight between Martinez, the little flyweight fight. Pretty much the flyweight fight was funny. It was like these little, man, it's like these little killer kids throwing these bombs at each other, man. So I really did enjoy that that fight. The flyweight guy, the new WBC champion at flyweight, Martinez. I enjoy watching him fight, and that was pretty much the whole show. The rest of the Dazn card was like, yeah, who cares? Josh Kelly's fighting. Yeah, why? You know what I mean? Liam Smith is fighting. Why? Why are these dudes in Arizona? This just doesn't make any sense. They should be in the UK fighting. But you know, the headline for that event was there was two fights. One was Maurice Hooker versus somebody he knocked out in the first round, right? Hit him with a shot behind the head, hit him with a body shot, stopped the guy in the first round. And then there was just the debacle, the absolute debacle called Danny Jacobs versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., right? So I have another video where I'm going to talk about that. But in this video, one of the interesting things that took place is there was an interview with Terence Crawford, who was there supporting Maurice Hooker and Bomac, his trainer, because, you know, they all train together. Bomac is the trainer for Brian McIntyre, or Bomac is the trainer for Terence Crawford. And he's also the trainer for Maurice Hooker, who recently lost his 140-pound, I think it was a WBO 140-pound champion, lost his belt to Jose Ramirez, and now he's back up at 147 pounds, you know, getting it going. But you could hear through the telecast that Dazn is really wanting Terence Crawford. You had him interviewing with Chris Mannix, who, man, if there is a poster boy for a dude, just looks like just the little ticked off cousin of Eddie Hearn, man. It looks like they're like two peas in a pod, just tall and snotty. So little snotty ass Chris Mannix was asking Terence Crawford a bunch of questions. Asked Terence Crawford, you know, about the Sean Porter fight. Terence Crawford says, you know, basically said, nah, he's not looking for that fight. And which to me is just, you know, if you've been paying attention to me in these videos, come on, man, just fight Sean Porter. Sean Porter's father came out yesterday, said the same thing. Hey, look, if you guys call me, let's make this fight between Sean Porter and Terence Crawford. Terence, the manager of Sean Porter, is calling for the fight, but Sean Porter doesn't want the fight. So who does Dazn offer up to? Man, oh my God, I swear you can't make this stuff up. Who does Dazn offer up to Terence Crawford? This guy named Texiera, and I can't remember his first name, but he is a guy that at 154 pounds won the WBO interim 154-pound title against Carlos Adames. and in a unanimous, I think it was a decision win for Teixeira over Carlos Adames, who he knocked down, right? So they're like, you can fight Teixeira for the 154 WBO title. And Terence Crawford is like, hey, man, I never even heard of this guy or whatever. But you can really just hear and see these guys angling to get Terence Crawford. You have Eddie Hearn talking about how he could use Mikey Garcia as I forget what he said. Is it as a pawn? He actually he said the word as a pawn to get Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford to come to Dazn for fights. As if I'm not sure how Mikey Garcia is going to draw Errol Spence Jr. over to Dazn to do what he already did to Mikey Garcia on Fox pay-per-view, let alone Terence Crawford, who doesn't seem like he has any interest whatsoever in taking on somebody outside of Top Rank. But funny thing happened after it was over is that you get this text, you get on Twitter, this text. If you hear any noise in the background, that's because I have construction in my house. I've been waiting all day to make my videos and I'm just like, I gotta go. So if you hear somebody tearing up something or banging in the back, somebody's doing some work on my roof in my house. So I apologize. Anyway, so Carl Moretti puts out this tweet that says, sue first, then negotiate. Like with a picture of Eddie Hearn. I'll probably put it like over here in the video so you can see it, where Eddie Hearn is showing Terence Crawford something on his phone. Eddie is over there trying to get Terence Crawford like, hey, come on, we get this money to come on over here to the zone and fight nobody. If you're not going to fight anybody, you might as well at least get a lot of money for fighting nobody over here at the zone versus fighting nobody over there at on ESPN and getting half the money for fighting nobodies. Teixeira at 154 pounds. What a joke. Anyway, man, so Terence Crawford sounds like he doesn't want to fight, reiterates that he doesn't want to fight Sean Porter. Ridiculous. And doesn't know who he's going to fight next. Doesn't have any options really to fight anybody over there at ESPN. Chris Mannix is saying stuff like, where is Chris Mannix coming from? Like at first I was thinking, hold on. Does Chris Mannix just must not know that Errol Spence Jr. is not injured? Errol Spence Jr. is not out and he's not up and hiding anywhere. He's just not doing television appearances. I personally have had conversations with people who are closer to Errol Spence Jr. than anybody Bob Arum's talking to that have told me for a while, hey, Fanon, everything is good. Yeah, he's working out. Yeah, everything is good. Everything coming out of Dallas and the conversations with people actually know him in Dallas, Errol Spence has been, hey, everything's okay with this kid. Everything's fine with him. He's spending time with his family, just doing holiday things, being appreciative of life and all that good. But Chris Mannix throws out there, hey, man, we never know when Errol Spence Jr. is going to come back. He may never come back. So Terence, don't look over there. Sign with us. Sign with us and fight Teixeira. Look, man, Dazn is, and so Carl Moretti, you know what Carl Moretti's going to do. Carl Moretti and these guys are just getting amped. I think he's the executive vice president. He's the guy that runs Top Rank on a day-to-day basis between him and Todd DeBuff. I think Todd DeBuff is the son-in-law of Bob Arum. And then there's Carl Moretti, who's also in the management. He's either the number one or the number two guy after Bob Arum. But these are the guys that are running the stuff on a day-to-day basis. So Carl Moretti's out there talking about suing him. And you know what he could sue him for, right? Threatening to sue him about tortious interference of a contract, right? If you know, and this is what tortious interference is, if you know that somebody's under contract with somebody else and you go out of your way to try to entice a person that's under contract to breach their contract, the person that they're under contract with can sue you for tortious interference with a contractual relationship. So in this case, Eddie Hearn and Dazn, since they have Terence Crawford in Arizona watching the fight, might try to start pitching our offers to him, letting them know how much money other people are making, telling them, hey man, if you leave Top Rank and if you either leave or you pressure these guys to come over to this fight, look, we'll treat you way better than what they're treating, how they're treating you. That's tortious interference, man. And honestly, that's what Eddie Hearn is trying to do. Eddie Hearn is out there. This dude is such a weasel. But no, I mean, he's a weasel. Yeah, he's a weasel. But you know, that's what you expect out of guys in business. But this dude is sitting up there talking about how there's, you know, the first guy, Jesse Vargas, the first guy that we signed from the PBC, and now we've got Mikey Garcia from the PBC, and we're gonna get Terence Crawford from Top Rank. We got all these guys that don't have contracts. We're gonna steal them from the people that they're working with. Just kind of like a scumbag, man. The dude is just a scumbag. Terence Crawford, though, I don't believe for anything is going to sign with Dazn, going to fight with Dazn. Terence Crawford is going to continue to do what they're doing over there in Top Rank. He's going to follow the advice of guys like Tim Bradley, who never left Top Rank and was loyal to Top Rank, and now he's got a what do you call it? A broadcasting job. He made good money over there at Top Rank. Top Rank gave him 3 shots against Manny Pacquiao, so you know he made a lot of money over there. Same thing with Andre Ward, who has a deal with Top Rank, and his manager, who's a very powerful man in boxing. You know, who have access to get these fighters, their fighters, to get them on Top Rank and to get them on ESPN. Man, those guys ain't going anywhere. You know, all this talk about, I truly believe that any of this talk with Errol Spence Jr. and all that stuff out of those guys is just make believe. But anyway, I thought that was funny. That was about the most interesting thing that took place in that entire event. We'll talk about that in more detail on OG Boxing Talk. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.